What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Happy you're back. Happy we're back. Still alive. Another week we live. Great weekend of football. The slate for the NFL at least wasn't great, but some good games came out of it. Um, Alabama showed that they are not rolling over. Um, Michigan's good. Ohio State is good. Iowa's bad. What are your guys' thoughts from the weekends? Overall thoughts?
Okay, look, I do not think Clemson is that good this year, but this whole narrative that like if they played so and so's schedule or if they played so and so's schedule, there's no way they'd be undefeated or like if they win out, they don't deserve to be in. That whole thing is the dumbest argument I've ever heard. Dumbest argument I've ever heard. First off, they have the most wins against top 25 teams. Okay, so say what you want these other teams just aren't good and they're ranked. Okay, cool, whatever. They don't blow everyone out. Okay, cool, whatever. They're winning every one of their football games. That's all that you can ask for. They went on the road and beat a Wake Forest team, a Wake Forest team that is good this year. I would take Wake against a lot of teams this year. This whole narrative, like Joel Klatt, Joel Klatt's such a fucking moron. He just pushes the Big Ten and the Pac-12 because that's the fucking games that he calls. He doesn't push anything else and Big 12 every once in a while, but that's all he pushes, and it's so fucking annoying. Like, Ohio State's good, don't get me wrong. They haven't played anyone. Let's stop this argument of how many times does Iowa have to lose before we just say they're not good? Why do we, every time that they lose, it's like, well, Iowa's defense is good. They're not good. Their wins are against like Rutgers, South Dakota State, and someone else. Three shit fucking wins.
Five of the seven Big Ten teams in the West will probably have 500 or worse records, like in the conference.
Right? Like why the Michigan and Ohio State are good? Yes, don't get me wrong. Everyone else in the Big Ten is not good. I would take Wake beating Penn State. I really would. I think Wake would beat Penn State this year. So like this whole narrative of Clemson hasn't done this. Do I think Clemson gets beat by Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee? Yeah, I do. I think they do. But like, does that mean that they don't deserve to be number 3 because they're undefeated? No, not at all. Like
I haven't even looked at the ratings. I'm so tired of looking at the ratings every week. I kind of just wait till like Friday if I'm placing any bets or
next week is the actual college football playoff ranking, so that'll be kind of interesting to see. Other notes, I don't know. TCU's pretty good. They're pretty good. I mean, Alabama, I don't know. I kind of figured that was going to happen. You figured they would kind of turn it around. I mean, what really else is there to say? Like, college football, I feel like is like I think the rankings next week will be huge because you have a path of like where are these teams going to line up that you need to see moving forward. Minnesota fucking sucks. I love that because I hate PJ Fleck.
I can't. What was that? They went 11-1, or they went 10-2 that one year? I can't remember.
Yeah, they went 10-2.
10-2. Okay.
But also, okay, we want to talk about wins, right? Who would you say has the best win in America right now?
I mean, if you want to go based off how good the team still is, Georgia over Oregon.
You don't think Tennessee beating Bama is a better win?
I think the way Georgia beat Oregon. I mean, they fucking.
Who do you think at the end of the year has a better record, Bama or Oregon?
I mean, I think they're both going to go finish 11-1 regular season.
Who do you think would win, Oregon or Bama?
Oh, Bama.
Okay, so I would say Tennessee has 1, but yeah, Georgia easily has 2. And then behind that, though, it's a drastic drop in my opinion. Honestly, I would put maybe TCU beating Oklahoma State at the 3rd best one in the country right now.
I definitely agree with what Zach was trying to say, like trying to compare the games. It's just so hard. We talked about it on the earlier podcast.
Yes. I agree with that. But like my point to that was that like right now Georgia and Tennessee should be 1 and 2. They have the 2 best wins, and they like that was my point. Like,
gotcha.
I don't care who you put at 1 or 2. Those are the 2 best teams in the country.
Well, that's what they'll have next week, like you said, too.
I don't think they will. I think
you don't think so?
I think Ohio State will be 1 for whatever fucking reason. And Ohio State hasn't beaten anyone. Okay,
Their best
don't give
wins.
me Toledo, right? And don't give
Yeah.
me this. Don't give me this whole thing like, oh, Notre Dame was week 1. Notre Dame fucking sucks. I don't care if you play them week 1, week 12, week 9, week 6. They suck. They're not good. Okay, so throw that argument out. But that's what I'm saying is like Tennessee and Georgia. Also, Tennessee and Georgia. Like, who else has Tennessee beat? Haven't they beaten LSU? That's a good win. They beat LSU 40-13 on the road. That's a very good win. Alabama at home. That's a very good win. Georgia has beaten, obviously, like Zach said, murdered Oregon. I don't think Oregon will go 11-1, but Oregon right now is the number 8 team in the country. So Georgia hasn't really played. Well, South Carolina's ranked now. South Carolina is number 25. Georgia beat them 48-7. So right there, you have 2 teams with 2 top 25 wins, with both of them having a top 10 win. And then, honestly, like I said, I think TCU has the 3rd best resume. I'm not saying they're the 3rd best team. Don't quote me on that at all. But, like, TCU's resume, let's look it up real quick. They beat Oklahoma State and Kansas State. That's 2 top 25 wins right there. So, like, this whole thing, I don't know. I'm just so sick of fucking hearing, like, Ohio State and the Big Ten and all this shit. But then we're going to rip on Clemson for beating ranked teams by not a lot. Then we're going to promote Michigan for beating Hawaii by 40. It's just like, what are we doing here? Like, I don't really understand what we're doing here. And like, yeah, the eye test does mean something. Yes. But doesn't like who you play also have to mean something? Like, I would hope Ohio State would look better against Toledo or Rutgers than Clemson would against Syracuse, because Syracuse is a pretty good team. Like, so I don't know. I'm just I there's all this bickering until the actual rankings come out, but who really fucking knows? Big games this weekend though. I guess big in stature, not really. I don't think any of them will be good games.
Zach, what game are you looking forward to most this week? College football.
I guess just mainly Michigan State. I know Michigan State has sucked this year. But even like years that they sucked, I feel like they bring that to be a game no matter what, because of the rivalry. So I'm excited to probably see that one the most.
Yeah, that game you'll know, and I think in like the worst 5 to 10 minutes if it's gonna be a blowout. Because if Michigan State can't stop the run, then like that game's over. But if they can, then it's a rivalry game. You never know with those. I don't know. A lot of the big games, like Kentucky, Tennessee, like I don't think Kentucky can keep it close. Kansas State, Oklahoma State, that might be the best game of the weekend. Florida, Georgia, like Florida sucks, but obviously it's a big game because it's Florida, Georgia. Ohio State, Penn State. I think that's an interesting game. Here's why. Penn State blows, yes. But is Penn State better? Is Penn State a top 20 team in college football? Yes. I think the top 8 teams and then below, there's a huge drop-off in college football this year. Maybe even top 10. Like, I think those people aren't even close. Ohio State hasn't really played on the road. They played at Michigan State. Michigan State fucking blows. That is their only road game. Only road game. So at Penn State, it's going to be a different animal. Penn State, I think after getting humiliated by Michigan, will come out looking better. And it'll be like Ohio State. First time they might get punched in the mouth. I don't know. Penn State's not that good, though, so maybe they won't. But I think Ohio State, Penn State's probably the most appealing game. But I don't know. Is Penn State going to roll over and James Franklin's going to complain about the fucking locker rooms?
I like TCU, West Virginia, personally.
You think West Fox pulls the upset?
I've just been enjoying Big 12 football more than I have in probably the past like 5 or 6 years, just because it's not just Texas, it's just not just Oklahoma rolling the entire conference. There's plenty of variance in the league, and West Virginia last week Thursday night they beat Baylor.
Wait, was that last Thursday? Yeah, that was.
Yeah, because it was the same time as the Bears Washington game.
No, that was 2 weeks ago.
It was 2 Thursdays ago. Sorry. Yeah,
but they did.
Yeah,
dude, TCU's quarterback's fucking good.
Oklahoma State, Kansas State will be good too.
Yeah, Oklahoma State's legit. fucking okay. Speaking of Oklahoma State, they beat Texas this weekend. They're losing. Hot seat, like coach, offensive coordinators who like freak out when their run game's working and just be like, we have to throw, we have to throw. Texas was running the ball all the way down the field against Oklahoma State. It was a tie game, like 6.5 minutes left, running down the field. They're on Oklahoma State's like 45. Pass, incomplete. They have to punt. Like, dude, you don't have to throw to win the football game. It is okay to win running the football. Like, I think coaches like forget that, and nowadays, like they have to like scheme up the perfect play. It's like, dude, a field goal wins you the game. You also have Bijan Robinson, who might be the best running back in college football.
Bijan Robinson is stud.
Are you guys buying or selling the fight in Illini? Not buying like they can make the playoffs. I'm saying like buying. Do you think they actually like? I'm gonna read you their schedule. Do you think they can go 11-1? So they're 6-1 right now. They play at Nebraska, Michigan State at home, Purdue at home. Okay, well they play at Michigan and then at Northwestern. 10-2, I'll say.
What was the game? What was their 11th game before Northwestern?
At Michigan. That's why I said 10-2.
Or the before Michigan game. Sorry.
They play versus Michigan State and versus Purdue.
So I would say 9-3 then.
I agree.
Probably at the best.
I agree. Zach?
Say him again. Sorry, I'm
at
getting...
Nebraska versus Michigan State versus Purdue, at Michigan, at Northwestern.
They probably lose 2 of those, I would say.
Yeah, and that leaves if they lose 2, that IU game might come back to haunt them in terms of going to the Big Ten championship, which is like
I can't believe how many times we've referenced back to that fucking awful game so far this year. It's insane.
That IU won, dude. Tom Allen's best win. Like, so they're in first place at 3-1. And like if Purdue could somehow beat them, then you throw in that they lose at Michigan. Purdue could easily still go to the Big Ten championship after laying a fucking egg at Wisconsin.
Oh yeah.
That's why Purdue can't have nice things. You're rolling, everyone's on you. Everyone's like, oh, Purdue's gonna win, Purdue's gonna do this. And they go to Wisconsin, who's fucking terrible. It's 35-24. They lost 35-10. So yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. That's just like kind of shit. Who would you guys put as your Heisman winner right now?
I was just thinking about asking that like 10 minutes ago.
I mean, if you want to go based off stats, it's CJ Stroud.
If you want to go based off stats, it's May from North Carolina. He's got better stats than anyone in the country.
He has more touchdowns than Stroud?
Yes.
Really?
Danny Cannell tweeted it today because Fox Sports did the like, who would you take? And they put the 5 guys. And then he put, what's his name?
Drake May's
stats. And he has better stats than everyone.
Yeah, I didn't realize he had 24 touchdowns.
Okay, he has one less total touchdowns. CJ Stroud has 2,000. Stroud has 2,023 passing yards, 28 TDs, 4 interceptions. Drake May has 2,283 passing yards, 27 TDs, and only 3 picks. Hendon Hooker has 2,093 yards, 21 TDs, 1 INT. Bryce Young has 2,082, 24 TDs, 3 INTs. Why are they putting Joe Burrow and Kyler Murray? But all right, never mind. Joe Burrow at this point through 7 games, he had 2,484 yards, 31 touchdowns, and 3 picks.
What did Bailey Zappi have last year at this point? I wonder, because he broke the record last year.
Probably 3,000 something.
Didn't he break the passing yards record?
Yeah, he finished with over 6,000, right?
Yeah, he broke Burrow's touchdown.
So he was at least 3,000 through.
I think he had 62 touchdowns last year.
Right. I bet through this games he didn't have as many as he did through his last 6 games. So you got to think they played better teams the first 2 or 3 games because they're Western Kentucky.
Oh yeah, that's true. They had to play some Power 5 teams probably.
I mean, it doesn't really say. I'm looking up his stats. He threw for 5,967 yards and 62 touchdowns. That's pretty crazy. It doesn't give me like a game by game.
Yeah, I'm trying to see his college stats, and sometimes you can get a breakdown.
Yeah, it just says his total year. Bailey Zapp. Will this give it to me? Nope. This will give me his NFL. That's sweet.
Anything else?
Oh, here
before
we
get to
go.
the-
Here we
Okay.
go.
I
Start of the
didn't know.
year
I
off
didn't know if you
against
could find it.
Start of the year off against Tennessee Martin, 424 yards, 7 TDs. Then went at Army, 435 yards, 3 TDs. IU, 365 yards, 3 TDs. 488, 3 TDs. So 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 12, 17. 17 plus 8, 25. He almost had 3,000, or he had 3,000 yards.
Yeah, dude, he was unreal last year.
8, 13, 16, 19, 20, 29 touchdowns. So he had less than Burrow through 7, though. 29 touchdowns, but almost 3,100 passing yards. Dude, that's insane.
Fuck him.
Yeah, fuck him. I agree, dude.
All right. Any other points from college football week 8
No.
or this upcoming week?
What a cover by my UNLV Rebels.
Oh, last thing. Oregon fans, you should be literally praying and thanking the Lord every fucking day that Mario Cristobal got pouched by Miami from your university. You should be thanking the heavens that
Did you
he's
say pouched?
poached.
Okay.
Thanking the heavens that he is not there anymore because you have a way better coach and Mario Cristobal sucks. You guys hit your ceiling at 10-2 with him. He is such a bad coach, and you guys are in such a better place with Dan. Was it Lenning or Lemming as your coach?
Georgia. Also, Bo Nix has been outside of the Georgia game has been a stud.
Yeah, Bo Nix isn't that bad. I mean, if you look at Auburn this year and with if you look at Gus Malzahn at UCF, they don't really play well with quarterbacks. So I don't know how much I put that on Bo Nix, especially now that he's looking good again.
All right. You guys ready for picks?
Yeah.
All right. So again, we get all of our lines off of BetUS. We're partnered with them through this podcast. So if you want to start an account on BetUS, we'll have an affiliate link in our description of the video. While you're down there, like the video, subscribe. We're almost to 1,000 subscribers. Ryan and I forget what we said. Sour cream in the coffee, whatever. If you sign up, initial sign up, you get 125% credit boost on your initial deposit and 250% credit bonus when you put Bitcoin in your account when you first sign up. So if you put $100 in Bitcoin in, you get an extra $250 credit. So good luck, go at it, bet with us, fade us, fuck it. So I'll get my card real quick. I will. We're all just awful, anyways. But Illinois -7.5 at Nebraska. Kentucky +12.5 at Tennessee. West Virginia +7.5 hosting TCU. Penn State +15.5 against Michigan at home. Michigan State +23 against Michigan. UCF -2 hosting Cincinnati. Rutgers +14. I can't remember where they're playing at. Oh, Minnesota. Arkansas -3.5 going to Auburn, and my do or die.
Zach, you want to go or you want me to go?
You can go.
All right. I have Southern Miss playing tomorrow night -1.5. I have BYU -3.5 at home against Eastern Carolina. I have Oklahoma -1.5 at Iowa State. I have Notre Dame plus 2.5, Notre Dame money line plus 110. Syracuse quarterback fucking blows. I have Penn State plus 15.5. That is just purely based that Ohio State hasn't really played a road game. Rutgers plus 13.5. Is that what you had it at?
I have 14. You said Rutgers?
14.5. 14
No,
and a half.
14 straight.
Okay, 14. I like that too. Put that on my card. Cincinnati plus 1.5 at UCF. Cincinnati money line plus 102. I think there's no way that they lose because Gus Malzahn's a fucking moron. Do you guys know if Coastal Carolina's quarterback's hurt?
I have no clue.
Not sure either.
Because how are they plus 2.5 at Marshall? Marshall fucking blows, but I think that's because their quarterback's hurt. Texas Tech minus 2.5. They play at home against Baylor. North Carolina minus 3.5 to play at home against a shitty Pitt team who has a fucking worst quarterback in college fucking football. The dude should be fucking kicked off the team. I don't know if you guys watched that game Saturday. And my do or die.
All right, Zach.
All right. I've got Utah minus 7, BYU minus 3, Ohio State minus 15.5. I guess it's the true time they can finally show what they're going to do. I got Cuse minus 2.5, and he blows. Oklahoma minus 1, Illinois minus 7. I teased the lineup and took a bigger juice. Tennessee minus 12, USC minus 15. I think I've taken USC almost every week. Michigan State plus 23. I feel that is just, I know they have not looked good this year, but that is just so many points in a rivalry game. Oh, I already said my do or die by accident, which is Ole Miss.
Don't tell them.
minus
Don't
2.
tell.
I know.
Don't
I
tell
was.
them.
I
They
just
won't
said
know.
Ole Miss minus 2 and UNC minus 3.
All
That
right.
Ole Miss line is so weird because it's like
Yeah.
A&M's just not good. Like,
Yeah.
why do they keep getting such small lines? Like, they were favored last weekend at South Carolina. If Spencer Rattler was better, South Carolina would have won by 30. And then Ole Miss is pretty fucking good. Also, shout out my boy Brian Kelly. What a fucking coaching job.
Dude, the LSU
On Twitter, all I saw was there's no way Ole Miss loses to fucking LSU. This is the craziest line ever. No, Vegas fucking knows.
They
LSU,
know.
Brian Kelly, man, all you Notre Dame fans who were fucking cheering because you lost by 11 at Ohio State and then turned around and Brian Kelly lost his first game and everyone's like, oh, we're so glad Brian Kelly's gone. Yeah, right. Dude's fucking 6-2 at LSU in his first fucking year, ranked in the top 25.
All right, do or dies. My do or die, I got to fade the Irish here. Syracuse at home, minus 2.5.
They put all their eggs in the basket last week, boys. And Notre Dame's defense gives up big plays. Syracuse offense doesn't make big plays. That's why the Irish will look okay on Saturday. My do or die is Oklahoma State plus 1.5 at Kansas State. I might have said that, but the money line is minus 102. I will be taking both. Oklahoma State, I think, is legit. They should have beat TCU a few weeks ago. I don't know if you guys saw that. It was at TCU went into overtime. Oklahoma State blew the game, but Oklahoma State plus 1.5 on the road.
And Zach.
I have Tennessee minus 12.
Dude, you said that.
I know. I said
I know.
I didn't know which one you're talking about anyway. All right. Any other
Tennessee
thoughts?
minus 12. They play Kentucky at home, right?
Yeah. They're wearing their all black.
I know. I saw those. Those are fucking sick.
All right.
Who's Tennessee's coach's name? Heupel? Josh Heupel. He is the reason why 5 coaches will get fired this year because of how quickly he turned Tennessee around and how awesome their offense looks after like 1 year. That is the reason why guys get such short leashes in like the coaching ranks because it's like he did it at a DSCC at Tennessee. Why can't you? But shout out Heupel. He should win Coach of the Year.
Also, he made Hendon Hooker look freaking amazing. He did not look this good when he's at Va Tech.
He didn't look like a quarterback at Va Tech, let alone this good.
Yeah.
All right. Good with college football?
Yep.
Gucci.
All right. That is college football upcoming week 9. Now we go to talk about NFL week 8. This season has been an absolute roller coaster. The teams we thought were going to be good are still ass. The teams that are bad are still playing, or that we thought were going to be bad are still playing great. You got the Jets sitting at 5-2. You got the Giants sitting at 6-1. This is just insane.
I want to make one point. Ryan said that the Packers are going to be the Packers and turn around and easily win that division. I'm sorry, buddy. No, the fuck they're not.
No, and they play the Bills this week, and the Bears
Right.
and the Bears are going to lose, and they're both going to go to 3-5, and
The
Vikings
are 6-1.
and the Vikings play the Cardinals at home this week.
Yeah.
It might be it probably will be a tough game, but Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 releases on
Thursday night.
Thursday night. Thank you, Zach. And they play on Sunday at 1:00 in Minnesota.
Double XP weekend.
I mean, it's cooking up for the Vikings to be 6-1 through.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But let's talk about week 7 before we start talking about matchups. Week 8. Okay, Buccaneers lost 21-3.
They suck.
They can't even score on the easy plays. We've never seen Tom Brady struggle this much, and it's got plenty of fans in a world of confusion. People are starting to say like, "Oh, it's time," but we have seen Tom struggle, and it's like, "Oh, this is probably his last year," and then turn around. At least like last year, they made the playoffs. Obviously, lost around their first game, but what are you guys thinking? Like, is there any hope for the Buccaneers right now?
Not a lot, but like you still have Tom Brady, so it's like I don't know. You like here's my thing. A lot of people, you're like, well, you still have so and so, but then like the previous 3 years, they've dropped off. Didn't Tom Brady like lead the league in touchdowns last year, or like was he pretty close? Like he had
I think he led the league in passing yards last year.
That's what I'm saying. So like it's not like he fell off last year and then this year it's like, well, it's still Tom Brady and he's slowly falling off again. It's like until he proves to me that he's like a dead dog or has it a few seasons in a row, I'd say there still has to be some hope. But shout out Bruce Arians. I think this makes Bruce Arians look great.
The thing is though too, like, yeah, they sucked, but like they're still tied for first in their division.
Right.
That's what
the NFC South is wild.
I think I said that last week to Nagy. I was like, dude, like he was like, do you think the Buccaneers have any chance to make the playoffs? I was like, no chance. And then I was like, well, wait, actually, like they need to win like 2 out of their next 5, and they're still going to be in first place.
They could arguably go. They'll probably need to go at least 9-8, but like that'd be wild to see a team get in. Now that
I don't know if they have to go 9-8.
I was about to say, like, if we see a team under 500 make the playoffs, it'd be wild.
But I think that's why you don't see so much panic with them. Is because they probably are like sitting back, like, all right, let's just get right for the playoffs because our division is so fucking bad.
And
they're 3-4 with, and it's not even like. Wouldn't you guys say the Saints is probably the second best team? Like the Falcons have played okay, but like, yeah, I don't know. It's a bad fucking division.
It's
that's
just
for
crazy.
Sure.
And if they do win, they'll also get the 4 seed and home field advantage over probably a team like
the Giants or the Cowboys.
Like the Cowboys could go like 12-5 and get the 5 seed, 4 more wins than the Bucks. Now the Bucks did beat the Cowboys week 1, but 7, yeah. So only the 1 seed gets the bye now.
Yeah,
but I mean that's just insane to think about. Okay, enough about the Bucks. What about the Packers? Is obviously it's going to be a harder try to win the division with the Vikings being 6-1 right now. But is there any hope for them to turn the season around? They're sitting at 3-4. Can they muster up and go 7-2 the rest of the season?
So their remaining schedule
7-3.
Yeah, it's tough. They play the Bills this weekend.
At the Bills, at the line, just to be able to win. At home versus the Cowboys, I mean, that's definitely a winnable
Tough game. Yeah, but winnable.
At home against the Titans, probably a win. At the Eagles, I would say probably a loss.
Oh,
At the Bears, the way they looked against the Bears week 2,
they'll probably figure it out by then.
They'll probably like lose at the Lions and then go to Chicago and win by 35.
Take
And then
all
the
their
next
rage
week
out on us.
and then the next week lose to like some shitty team.
Yeah, then they have a bye after the Bears, and they're home against the Rams and on a December 19th game. I'm going to put in favor of probably the Packers for that. They play at the Dolphins on Christmas Day, and then they're home to the Vikings on January 1st, and then home to the Lions on January 8th. So, I mean, like,
It's a tough schedule, though.
Yeah, not an easy schedule. Like this weekend, I have no faith in them to
What
win.
are they right now? 3-4 or 3-5?
They're 3-4.
Okay, so let's say Bills and Eagles are for sure losses. That's 6 losses right there. Like that's
Cowboys.
That's not
With the NFC this year, I don't see a team.
And then the Cowboys,
getting the wild card
like
with
that's
less
not
than 11.
the Cowboys aren't a guaranteed win. The Titans aren't a guaranteed win. Even at the Lions, at like as bad as the Packers are playing right now, like they lost at the Commanders. As bad as they are playing right now, they can lose to anyone in the NFL. And honestly, the way that the Bears, like I think each week the Bears are going to look a little better. Like in Chicago, the Bears could easily beat them. Now I know Rodgers has his past with the Chicago, but like this is not the same Bears team. Like confidence keeps, or this is not the same Packers team. Confidence keeps going down for that team. And I think when did they play the Bears this year? Week 2.
Yeah,
it was week 2.
So it was like one of those. Oh, we still played okay against the Vikings in week 1. We still have a lot to go. Every week that they lose, it's like more pressure and like looking worse for them. That doesn't make them go out there and play so free and loose, and like that's why I think Rodgers is always good. So I don't know. It'll be interesting.
The fact that they haven't made a trade for a receiver is like mind blowing.
Odell,
There's
DJ Moore,
Chase Claypool,
but they have one of the worst. They have one of the worst cap space situations in the NFL. Even with
cap space is not a thing. You just convert everything to signing bonus.
I know, but if the players don't agree, like they don't have a choice, anyways.
I feel like they could have gotten Robbie Anderson.
Yeah, probably. I would love to talk about how enjoyable the Bears game was for Zach and I on Monday night. But one other thing real quick before we get to our picks, the NFC West is a fucking wild situation right now. Seattle Seahawks sit up top. Who could have seen that go? We're talking about the Jets and the Giants, but Seattle Seahawks, Geno Smith, Kenneth Walker,
Russell
rookie
Wilson.
running back. I mean, it's just crazy. The NFC West is wild right now.
Is that report like? Did you guys see that report about Russell Wilson?
Yeah, no, that's true. Like 2 players were like, "Yeah, this happened."
What the fuck, dude? He is so weird.
It makes so much sense why a lot of his former players hate him, teammates hate him.
Yeah, don't like him. Do you see the one like how he never gave out his personal cell number to his teammates? He had a separate
which I get for like a rookie corner, but you're telling me Marshawn Lynch and Richard Sherman can't call you?
Yeah.
You're a fucking cocksucker, dude.
Yeah, or
Sierra, go back to future.
Like
go back to future. Yeah, I know, but like Marshawn and Russell and Richard were there from the start with him. Marshawn lined up next to him for 6 years.
Yeah.
All right, picks real quick. We have 2 minutes. Okay, Bucks -1.5, Jags -2.5.
Just one. Bucks -1.
Bucks -1. Okay, Raiders -1.5. Dolphins Lions over 51.5. Pats -2.5. Titans -2.5. The G-Men +3, gonna just keep riding them. We'll go Rams +1.5. Rams money line +100. We don't need to worry about do or die.
I got Ravens +1, Jets +2.5, Jets money line, 49ers -1.5, Bears +9.5.
Rams is only +1, unfortunately.
Okay.
But 49ers -1 then.
Yep, 49ers -1. All right. I got Ravens +1 Thursday Night Football against the Bucks. Dallas Cowboys -10 against my Bears. Saints +1. Dolphins -3.5 at the Lions. Cardinals money line at the Vikings. Patriots -2.5 against the Jets. Texans plus 2.5 against the Titans. 49ers -1. Do or die is Cardinals plus 3.5 at the Vikings.
Do you say the Cowboys are -10?
Yep, -10.
I got Bears +10 then.
Okay, Michael, do or die?
I don't know what I definitely said it. I can't remember.
said mine.
All right, to catch Michael's do or die pick, check out our Twitter at Victory Lap Media or Victory Lap Bets. So follow us on social, check it out. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.
See ya.